We've seen a bit of stuff online lately about how people feel like they're being sold the dream of what it's like to travel Australia, and that when they get out and start travelling, that it's not all rainbows and lollipops, and that there are challenges. It is difficult sometimes, and we've certainly been through a period of that ourselves the last probably week or so, probably since we left Perth really. Finding it challenging to find a suitable campsite. The weather's been challenging. It's been hot inland. It's been busy on the coast. And yeah, it certainly hasn't been easy. We've had some rough days and some rough times trying to find somewhere safe and secure where we feel comfortable to camp, but also get our hands on enough water and food and all these challenges that we deal with generally on a day-to-day basis, but sometimes this just comes easier than others. We're sometimes reluctant to talk too much about the challenges. I never want to ever come across like I'm complaining about the life that we live, because there's so many people that would trade places with us in an instant, and I'm constantly grateful for the life that we get to live and the lifestyle that we get to enjoy. But that doesn't mean it's easy. That doesn't mean there's no challenges. But at the same time, we remind ourselves that there's challenges in life no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're living the dream like us, or whether you're in your sort of more traditional lifestyle, working 9 to 5, getting the kids to school, all of that. It's always going to be a challenge. There's always going to be challenges in life, and to be honest, you don't really want it any other way. Challenges are what drives us to improve, and challenges are what makes us stronger. And every time we overcome a challenge, that's when the good bit is, on the other side of a challenge, because you overcame the challenges to get yourself to that spot where you are, whether that's physically or not. But I think, yeah, I guess I don't ever want anyone to think that we're out here we're not out here trying to sell any sort of lifestyle. There's no incentive for us to tell you that it's better than it is. It's really just the fact that we don't want to come across as ungrateful, or that we don't relate to where a lot of you guys are that watch our videos are right now, because we've been there. We know what that's like, and we know what it's like to sit there and watch others on YouTube. That's how we got into all of this, is we used to sit and watch YouTubers doing exactly this before we set off, and that's how we were inspired, and that's how, you know, a lot of our ideas have formed off the back of that. So we definitely know what it's like to be in that place, and to be dreaming of something different. But yeah, I guess it just doesn't mean that it's always easy or that there's no challenges, but they're the challenges I'd rather have. They're the challenges that I love, and while it's not always easy, if you offered me an alternative at the moment, there's not much that I'd exchange it for. So it's just something we've seen in, I guess, Facebook groups and through Instagram and stuff it's always been there, but I feel like it's gaining a bit of momentum, this idea that the creators like us and others out there are selling some sort of unachievable dream lifestyle. And I don't know if others are, but that's certainly not our intention. And I honestly, we've met a lot of other creators out there, and they're all awesome people that we've met, and I don't think anyone out there is trying to sell anything other than just the awesome places around this country that we want to encourage as many people to go out and explore as we possibly can. And that's what it's all about. So yeah, there's challenges there, and maybe we'll do our best to try and show more of it, I think. And we've never intentionally shied away from it. But there's been times when Liz has wanted to put the camera on and have me talk about something when I'm in a foul mood. And it's not that I don't want you guys to see me in a bad mood or pretend that I'm never in a bad mood, because it certainly happens. But it's just back to that idea that I don't want to ever look like I'm ungrateful for the life that I've got, off the lifestyle that we're living. So if you do want to get a better idea of what life's really like on the road, just do some shorter trips. Just go away for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time. But there will always be challenges. Just accept that, I guess, they're the challenges that you choose rather than the challenges that are forced upon you. And that's what makes the difference, is we've got choice. And that's the important bit for us, is having the choice to do it differently. If it ever gets to the point where the challenges we don't feel are worth it anymore, is we can and we will stop doing it. But there's no sign of that on the horizon, so strap in, because there's plenty more coming.
I think I'm just going to piggyback on the back of that at the moment. I think too, Simon and I are usually on the same wavelength when it comes to our ideas and things like that. And at the moment we're on different ideas, so we're considering the next van and what that will look like. And Simon Simon wants to be less comfortable, if that makes sense. He's got this idea of, wanting to rough it more, wanting to be more exposed in the elements, because for him, he probably spends 3 days a week editing videos, so it's, very much an office job, but inside the van, and you can sometimes be so comfortable inside that you don't ever leave and explore or feel the environment around you. Whereas when we used to camp in our camper trailer, when we used to have our rooftop tent, the harshness of the environment in a weird way was the best bit. Like, some of my favorite memories are like making coffee, and like you had to brush the ice off the camper trailer kitchen, or the like pipes had frozen over and you couldn't get water out because it was just such a challenge, and living in those environments. So Simon's more keen for, I guess, more of an outdoor kitchen, more outdoor living, less indoor living, maybe making it a little bit smaller in the interior, more outside. And I'm very much aware that, I don't know, like, we're a family, like, it's already a small space. I think we've got very different ideas about this, so it'll be interesting to see how it evolves. I'd love your feedback. Families who travel full-time indefinitely with outdoor kitchens, do you love it? Do you hate it? How do you go with all the flies and bugs? As soon as I cook outside, every fly in the vicinity comes towards me. I get the heebie-beebies with them. I hate wind in my face while I'm trying to eat. I love that we have this beautiful home, because the outside is often harsh. Deserts are harsh. Camping on the beach, like the sand, the wind, it's always in your face. I love having like this little tranquil retreat that is the inside of our van, especially for us as a family, and especially for the boys to escape it when they're just not dealing with the environment outside. But I would love to know feedback, any advice, like if you've got any advice for outdoor kitchens, what makes it, what breaks it, what's useless, what's great. Yeah, Simon and I are in two different camps about this, so it'll be interesting to see who wins. Simon always likes to say he'll compromise and I'll get exactly what I want, but we'll see. I don't know about this next one. He's on this, experiencing hardship and adversity and going through it agenda. I'm not sure I'm on board with it. I'm very much like, let's go explore and then come back to the comforts of our beautiful caravan.
I think in society in general, we fall into this trap of getting too comfortable and creating everything to be comfortable all the time, and we don't push through adversity enough. And I don't know, it seems crazy, but I just like this idea of experiencing the places we're in more rather than hiding away from them in a caravan. And not that we hide away from them, but like Liz said, I spend so much time indoors these days with the business and the YouTube channel and everything that we run. It takes up a lot of time, and most of the time that's indoors. And I often, we'll be in a place for a few days or even up to a week, and I'll only get to see it for a day or two. And yeah, it's just, I want to experience the places we go to a bit more on a deeper level than just looking at all the pretty things and going for a swim or something like that. I might regret it. Look, there's a good chance I will, but I guess too, it doesn't matter what you do in life. Like whether you live in a house or you live in a caravan, you're always fantasizing and dreaming about what the next house would look like, or what you would do as if you were going to do a renovation, or I don't know. This is what we do anyway. I assume there's other people out there that do the same thing, but it's no different when you're in a caravan. You're always, whether you're on the cusp of buying another caravan or not, you're always thinking about, what would we do differently next time, or what could we do that's a bit different. We love this van, and I think we've absolutely nailed it. And I don't think from where we were at the time when we spec'd this van, I wouldn't do it any differently. But if we do another caravan, if we do build another caravan, I want to do it differently. I don't want to just build this again with some different colours or a few minor changes. In the same way that the change from our first caravan to this caravan, in a lot of ways, was a big change. We tried out some new things. Most of them have worked quite well. In fact, some of them we prefer overall, but there's still things that we want to try and new ideas that we want to see what it would be like to travel, like something with more outdoor cooking or smaller interior or a different layout or whatever it might be, just to see. I guess you never really know unless you give it a go. So we've going to travel for a long time. I think I want to use that time while we're traveling for a long time to try a few different setups. We've tried 2 different vehicles now. We took a lot of what we learned from the Ranger and put it into the 76. We took a lot of what we learned from our first Caravan into our second one, and now we're considering doing a third Caravan and taking what we've learnt from the first two and putting it into the third one and just trying something different and new as well. Keeping all the things that are the no compromise items for us and looking at some of the other things that we compromised on that we might do differently next time. So it's a fun and exciting sort of time to be thinking about it. There's certainly nothing booked in yet or locked in. We don't have a new Caravan on the horizon, but well, maybe the distant horizon, but not the near horizon. But yeah, the conversations are just starting. We haven't locked anything in, but we're just starting to talk about, you know, if we were going to do another Caravan or the possibility of doing another Caravan and what that would look like. So yeah, leave us some comments below. Give us your ideas. We love to hear from you guys and what your ideas are as well, because there's always things we haven't thought of. What would you like to see us do, and what would you do if you were us? What do you think we're missing out on, or do you think we're crazy? Should we just get a 24-foot quad bunk and, you know, put an home office in it and a double-size ensuite and a bathtub? And anyway, there's a that's not happening, by the way. We wouldn't be able to tow it, but yeah, look, it's a fun thing to go through, and we're going to be taking you through that whole process if we decide to get another one. I want to sort of share that sort of whole experience with you guys as to how we go through those decision-making processes for each sort of component of the van. I think it'd be a fun thing to go through, and you guys loved our Caravan buying guide that we did a few weeks back, so I think we'll do sort of a practical application of that. So let us know what you think of that, if you'd like to see that, if you think that content would be helpful, or like Liz said earlier, if there's other content that you guys feel like there's a gap out there, that there's just information you can't get hands on, comments below is the best spot to do that. That's how we get ideas for videos and ideas for what to put into our videos. So we want this to be a collaborative thing. If there's stuff out there that you guys want to know, we're more than happy to share it if we know it. If we don't, we'll make it up, or we'll ask someone who does.
Well, that conversation that you just saw happened a couple of weeks ago. What's happened since then, darling?
Well, I don't know if you've ever had an idea that's like, wonder what we'd do if we got a new Caravan, what we would do differently to, maybe we should get a new Caravan, to, it looks like we're getting a new Caravan. Things have developed pretty quickly over the last couple of weeks. The idea sort of just, once we got it into our system, we couldn't shake it. So yeah, we're really excited to go on this journey of buying a new van again.
Yeah, it's just what happens, I think, when you're travelling long distances in a car and you just have so much time to have conversations together, and you start thinking about what you would do differently and how it would look. And yeah, it's crazy how quickly these ideas develop. And like we said before, we've only got a certain amount of time on the road. We just want to try as many things as possible. So
those ideas
down the garden path we go.
Yeah, so to sort of nail down some of those ideas, there's a real trend in the travel community, you've probably noticed yourself, of going to bigger and bigger setups. Both in caravans are getting bigger and bigger, and so are tow vehicles. There's a real sort of part of the market that's going towards trucks and American utes and these bigger sort of 4.5 ton towing setups and with huge GCMs and huge payloads, which is awesome. I can see 100% can see the appeal to that. For us though, the compromises we don't feel are worth it for the way we want to travel.
No, we're always about being nimble and agile.
Yeah, we want to stay compact, even more compact than what we've been. We've done over 3 years of full-time travel in a full-size caravan, or a couple of different full-size caravans. We're really excited to try and do something a little bit different. So we're looking at some different options that are out there on the market that are maybe a little bit different to what's out there, but we want to stay, like Liz said, compact, but we also want to stay under that 3.5 ton towing. And that's fully loaded, obviously. And we just want a really functional setup that even more so than the caravan we've got now suits the way we want to travel and the way we want to live. But also going back to that
adversity and hardship to
challenge ourselves a little bit. So yeah, look, it's an exciting time. We're looking forward to taking you guys through that whole journey. We're gonna share over the next few months as ideas develop and as we sort of book things in, or I guess sort of nail things down, go from theory to actually getting it done. But yeah, we're starting to talk. We started the conversation with manufacturers, and we're starting to talk about what that next caravan might look like, and that's really fun. I really enjoy this sort of stuff, and yeah, I think there's definitely some lessons in there we've learned having done this already a couple of times that we're really looking forward to sharing with you guys as well, so that you can learn from it.
I think that means that it's coming up reasonably quickly, this van will be on the market.
Yeah, it looks like later this year, towards sort of the early spring, somewhere around there, maybe late winter even, depends.
Yeah.
We're still trying to finalise schedules and timelines and everything, but it will be for sale in Western Australia, so it's going to probably be in the Perth region. We're going to sell this van and move it on while we're over here in WA. So if you or anyone you know is interested, send us an email, simon@thelifestylepioneers.com, and we can send you over some more details. But yeah, this van will be getting sold. It's a bit over a year old now, but yeah, it was. I think we always knew it was a bit of a stepping stone van for us. This one, we tried a lot of really cool ideas, and we've definitely learned a lot from this van.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think we always knew that it wasn't going to be our long-term van, and that might not make sense to you just yet, but it will in the coming months as we reveal more. So next week we are back to the travel videos, and it's a bloody corker. We are exploring the Kalbarri region. We're at Lucky Bay. We're going to take you guys down onto the beach. We camp up on the beach. We get temporarily immobile.
The car breaks and we get bogged.
I couldn't imagine a better place to be having issues than in this paradise. It's absolutely awesome, and we're going to take you guys through and show you how you can get your setup down through the dunes and onto the beach there at Lucky Bay, and it's well worth it.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment.
Looking forward to seeing your ideas, guys, and yeah, we'll see you next Sunday.
See you then.